Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Adobe Live. My name is Alana. I will be your host today. And we'd like to invite you to join the Adobe Live community by subscribing to our YouTube channel and by following us at Adobe Live on Instagram so that you can stay up to date with the latest updates, streams, and more. It is so much of an honor for me to introduce today's guest for our stream, the very talented illustrator and art director, Maria Triquell. How are you, Maria?
Hi, Alana. How are you?
I'm great. Hello to everyone who's tuning in with us live in the chat. I would just love to do a little quick intro for people. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Hello, Jack. Hello, Gareth.
Hi.
Thanks to our moderator, Wade and Sam. They will be feeding questions from the chat as Maria is working today. So be sure to have your questions ready as Maria is working and sharing her process. And we got Fabiola. Hi, Fabiola. She was in the last stream just before this one. So that's great. Well, Maria, we're here because we love watching the process of other creatives. This is what this is about. So if you could just do a short intro about yourself, the kind of work you do a little show and tell, and then we'll get into what you have prepared for us today.
Perfect. So I'm Maria Triquell. I'm a freelance illustrator from Spain, an art director, and I specialize in children illustration. And for example, I show you my work. This is my web. This is my website, and I usually work on editorial projects, like, for example, this one. It's a little bit slow.
Oh yeah, we got it. That's awesome.
Yes, it is a pop-up bag.
Wow.
And I also work in another kind of projects for myself to have fun, to attract new clients. For example, this one. I work on these illustrations to make a new book, personal book.
Oh, wow. Those are lovely illustrations. Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped for the stream today.
Thank you. And as you see, I tend to use bright colors, vivid and so contrasting. But today we are going to do a black and white illustration.
Ooh, okay. That's a great intro for us on what we're going to see today.
Yeah, because if you are an illustrator, a children illustrator, you have to master this kind of black and white illustrations, because the children's novels, the inside pages, usually are in black and white to save cost, of course.
Okay.
So maybe a publisher asks you to deliver these illustrations directly in black and white. So it's important to master this kind of illustrations. So let's go to the work directly.
Yeah. Everyone, are you ready? Are you ready? Hype us up. Hype Maria up in the chat. Give her all the good vibes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the first step, obviously, is read the text. Read the text, read the novel, read the text that publisher that give us. And it's important to understand, synthesize the parts of the text that want to illustrate. In my case today, I have decided to illustrate one of my favorite texts. It's Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, wow. A classic. That's great.
Yeah, a classic. In particular, the chapter A Matty Party.
Okay.
The scene is a chaotic scene. There is Alice, there is a hatter, a March hare, a dormouse, a lot of cup of teas and madness, and it's fun.
Okay.
And I love the imaginary of Alice in Wonderland. So the first step, as I said, is try to synthesize the principal objects or characters about the text. And for me, it works to do a list to don't lose the focus.
Okay.
And in that case, I did a list and I want to draw a cup of tea, a plate, a spoon, a dormouse, and some poker cards. I choose these objects because they have different shapes and textures, and I think it will be more fun if we have a lot of variety of shapes and contrast,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's a good variety of objects and sort of subjects too. So that's really great.
Yeah, because I think that, for example, is to show these kind of shapes, we have, sorry.
Oh, Maria, what program are you using today?
Photoshop. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no worries.
That.
No, it's all good. So we're working in Photoshop today, people. So
yeah,
awesome.
So, as I said, if you see this form is completely different to this one, a plate, or this one, a spoon, or a little dormouse, we will see, or some poker cards. I think it's this kind of objects will enrich the composition.
Okay, that's awesome. So you always start with a list of like the things that you want to capture in the scene before you go forward with, the process, fully illustrating stuff.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit maybe with a lot of order, but it works for me because I need this kind of pre-drawing to focus on that and to don't lose my focus on the illustration. And at the beginning, I think, okay, I have to do this, and I have to do. I only have to follow my path,
Right. Yeah, I think that's a great plan, and just having that list is already so helpful. I know sometimes I can sort of lose the focus, exactly like what you said, of what I'm doing. Just like, what was I supposed to be doing again? What was the goal? And just like having a list would have been very helpful for that. So I think that's a really good process to have.
Yeah, I usually do that, but sometimes I start to drawing without any focus, only to experiment or fun. And
right.
But today, obviously, we don't have all the afternoon to draw, so we keep focused.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, to save a little bit time, I advanced with the sketch. So we started to the sketch directly.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is my translate of the previous list. We have here the cup, the plate, the spoon, the cards, and the little dormouse with this kind of sensation of madness, chaotic movement, typical from the scene.
No, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you captured that perfectly.
So, first step, when we have to do a black and white illustration, it's very important to create our black and white palette. Okay, because it's important to have my cat.
Hi, cat.
Sorry for interruption.
No, the cat is welcome.
Yeah, it's white. It's perfect for the session.
Yeah.
So when we want to create our grayscale palette, we have to go here to our color selector, and we can do all the our grayscale palette with the percentages that you want. For me, it works 20 by 20. But if you prefer to do 10 by 10, 5 by 5, or you can try. But for me, 20 by 20, it's acceptable for do this kind of illustration.
Okay.
And after, if you need some extra gray, you can use black maybe and low opacity, and it works. Okay. So we have to change the values of CMYK, and we started to 0, which is white, obviously, 0% of black, and we add the white in our samples here. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
I don't know. Okay. Now we have to, for example, change this one to 20 here, and add in our grayscale palette. I did my grayscale before, but if you see, the process is very simple. We have to increase now 40, and add in our samples 60.
No, that's really nice. I'm just like, you're just going by 20% increments and just increasing slowly, and then creating a nice little grayscale palette that you can just grab from. So it's just like, it's a good start that we'll thank ourselves for later.
Yeah, and we have here our grayscale, and it's very simple. We have white, 20, 40, 60, 80, and total black. Okay. As I said, if you want to try with 10 by 10 or 5 by 5, there are endless possibilities for here. Okay.
Definitely.
So now we have our grayscale palette, and we can start to our coloring process. Okay. Here I have my layer final sketch, and I usually turn this layer in multiply, and I lower the opacity to conserve the lines, but to start to paint down below.
Okay, nice.
Now, the important thing in black and white illustration, the most important thing is contrast, because we don't have colors. So we have to think that the contrast is that will give us the depth and the difference between objects. So we have to think all the time with that, and we have to think where can put my 20 gray with contrast with my 80 gray, you know. So now we start the color black and white sketch to have the reference. Let's start with the cars, because I think that the cars work with a light gray.
And we're off to the races, everyone. Uma Corn in the chat said, so cute. Yeah, I think
Oh,
this sketch
thank
is
you.
already so like adorable. Like it totally makes sense that you have a background in children's book illustration. Like
Oh, thank
your style and everything is just so well suited for this medium. So it's like, oh, it
you.
fits so well.
Oh, thank you.
Marie, are you using a specific kind of Photoshop brush right now? Like it's not like perfectly round. It looks like, I don't know. Is that
No,
something?
it's rough.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Look, is that one?
Oh, it's got a little bit of personality there on the edges. That's really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I love this kind of rough style. Um, because I don't like the digital finish look. You know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I usually work with this kind of rough or similar to analogic. You know,
Yeah, no,
and
definitely.
this brush is from Kyle T brushes. Kyle
Oh,
T Webster. I love this.
absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
these brushes. So I usually all the time. I use them all the time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Same here. His brushes are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So you can follow with this quick sketch of color. Now we have the cars, and I think that I select this one for the. It's only a quick color sketch. Maybe after we can change different things.
Mm-hmm.
And the T will be in gray, this dark gray.
Mm-hmm. Do you care about like your layers being separated at this point, or you're just trying to get the color down essentially?
Yeah, at this point, I don't mind because it's
Okay.
only a quick sketch.
Okay.
After, yes, I separate the layers with the objects.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Nice. And here I think that the mouse have to be maybe that color. It's only, it's quick, it's intuitive. It's only to prove if the illustration goes well, if
Mm-hmm.
it works. This kind of bubbles are the bubbles of the tea to make this a little bit flexible and with movement. I think maybe the mouth here,
Mm-hmm.
mustache. And obviously, don't forget that the white is a color and you can use the
Oh.
white,
Mm-hmm.
like here, or maybe we can add some details later in white. The dress,
That's a
this
good tip.
clothes.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
remember white, remember black. Just
yeah,
like we can use the in-betweens and white and black as well.
yeah. I I reserved my total black for the end
Mm-hmm.
to add details for the
Right.
lines to separate some objects that maybe don't work,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And black and white are useful for this kind of final details or final touches to add
Uh,
lights or um, shadows and lines. You will
oh,
see.
okay.
And I think that for the spoon, maybe a dark color to compensate the composition here. And for cup of tea. I do another layer here to be more quick.
Oh, Maria, as you're coloring, are you on your desktop? Or are you using an iPad? What setup do you have?
I'm using a Cintiq.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's very. It's great. It's great to draw directly to the screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I've never used a Cintiq before, but I hear they're great tools.
Yeah, I love it. I usually work with Cintiq or iPad.
Okay, for both your personal and professional work, you use both?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Oh my gosh, this is really coming together. I know this is like the quick color
Yeah.
blocked version, but I'm almost like it already is coming together. So wow.
Yeah. This step has to be more quick. Has to be
Mm-hmm.
quick and like I think that this is a test. It's only a
Okay.
test.
Okay.
Okay. So
Got it.
it's important here to hide the sketch
Okay.
to see the contrast
Okay.
of the colors. It works. It done. And now I think that maybe that part of the
Mm-hmm.
dormouse have to be um, a little bit darker. This step is to correct.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe here, we can add some shade
Oh, okay. Yeah.
for the cup. And as I said, we can think here in the details. Maybe some lines on the cup, or here in the dress, or this kind of little things that enrich the composition for the patterns.
Oh, and you just you have all of the objects on this layer like highlighted or something? They're like there's like a line around them. How'd you do that?
Okay. I selected this composition, the
Okay.
the all the drawing bars to
Mm-hmm.
draw inside here like
Oh,
this.
okay, cool. So it
It's
like
like a mask.
oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's like a mask, like just here in the layer
Okay,
without creating another mask layer. It's
exactly.
it's a quick um, it's a
Okay.
quick form to do it, but
Oh yeah.
obviously later with the final illustration, I will create another layer, another mask layer to conserve the basic and the original illustration.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, so I think it works. Yeah. So we have here our color sketch. I don't usually put names in layers, but
No one
today,
does.
obviously, I put the names in groups
Ah,
to keep some order in
yeah.
my file, but the layers, it's impossible.
Yeah, I know. Anyone who says they name their layers, I don't really believe them.
Only the psychos expression. Okay, so we have our color sketch and we can consulting every time.
Okay.
And now we done the opacity here again. I put my color sketch here only for my consults. And now we can start with the coloring final part. I will block this layer. And I starting to draw here. I will start with the mouse.
Yeah, I love that you locked those layers. That's a really good
Yeah.
really good tip, because I'm like, don't want to end up on the wrong layer, and then yeah.
Yeah, because it's awful when you when you are drawing in a wrong layer, and after, I don't know, 30 minutes, you will think, oh my God, all this work.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know in the chat if you can relate.
Okay, I done a little bit more, and I will start to draw with, you can consult, yes, it's this one, yes, this kind of way. I'm gonna use this this brush again with this kind of rough edges, as you can see.
Awesome. Yeah. Loving that zoom in. You can really see the details of the brush so well. Yeah.
Yeah, the shape is so rough, but smooth at the same time. I love this brush. This brush is Ultimate Rough Inking 2, if you if you want to know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful, because I'm always asking people what brushes they're using and knowing the exact name. Yeah, that's awesome.
So this is the name. Here in Photoshop, I have my top favorites of Kyle. So I have pencils to sketch. This Ultimate Rough Inking, it's my favorite to do this kind of rough edges. And then I have this kind of pastels and charcoal and noises to add textures.
Okay.
You will see.
Yeah. Okay. Sneak preview, but we got time. We'll get there.
Yeah, we have time.
That's awesome.
And I start to paint mouse with the gray that I selected before.
Well, as a little reminder for anyone who's watching, Maria is working in Photoshop and sharing with us her process for coloring in black and white for a children's book illustration. So she's been taking us through that process. She did a quick rough color, sample just to see how things were working. And now we're in a more refined space where she has selected her colors. So we are chugging right along, and this is amazing.
In that case, to do the mouth, I create a layer mask to paint directly inside.
Nice.
It's a very useful tool. Okay, the mouth, and I think that in that layer I can do the ears.
Oh, also as a reminder to anyone who's watching live, you can ask Maria questions our moderators are here to relay any questions that you may have. Also, if you're viewing on YouTube, they will make sure that they get over to us on Behance so that Maria can answer any questions that you might have while she's working.
Of course.
But so much love is coming through. Sam said really nice energy in this. So everything it's looking already so great. So we're gonna watch it as it unfolds. So I'm excited. This is a process that I'm very happy to watch right now, because I'm like, this would probably make coloring things so much easier for me, I think, if I took the time to start with a grayscale palette first. So this is very valuable.
Yeah, I love this kind of videos about artists, painting and drawing. It's very relaxing for me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
As you can see, for the character, this little dormouse, I create different layers here: the backside, the dress, the face, this mask layer, and that little I don't know, that little part of the dress here in the top, and all inside this group, the mouse, to keep this order.
Okay, nice. Yeah, gotta keep things organized.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the beginning it's easy to find the layer, but at the end, when we have all the layers, all the shades, all the textures, it will be more difficult to find exactly the layer that you want to change.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that detail of the sleeve. How it matches the bottom of the dress. That's so cute.
Yeah, so here the little legs. Okay, we can do the tail here in this layer too. Okay. We can always check how is the draw work without the sketch part. It works fine, but here maybe I need some extra definition.
Oh, okay, just like adjusting the line work slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. And sometimes you rotate your canvas like that to like just sort of
it's one of my favorite tools here.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because in real life you can turn your paper.
Yeah.
So here it's perfect to can do the same.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so here I can put this part, and let's here a little bit. Okay, I think that the little mouse, it's ready. Only the first layer of the color, and then we will apply the textures.
Okay.
Okay, so the dormouse is finished.
All right.
And now we can do, and now we can do the plate.
Right.
I like to draw from the bottom, from the down from the bottom. You know, first the more far away objects, like
Oh,
the
okay.
plate, later the cup, later the card, the poker card, and finally the spoon, you know?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Do you find that
Okay.
helps with your coloring process to think of it that way, or is this just like a preference?
Mm, I don't know. I think that is a personal preference, but I think that in my head, it's a natural order.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But to this way, because I it's like first I put the plate in over the cup, over
Mhm.
that the spoon. It's like in real life, put the objects one over the other.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's my logic.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know.
Hey, makes sense to me.
Okay, so because I didn't remember the plate gray,
Oh.
I only check my sketch, my color sketch that I
Mhm.
made before.
Yep.
So I can select the gray that I used here, and I start to use here again. Okay, it's the same, yes. And with the same brush, I'm going to do the same, following the lines of my sketch. Painting all the surface. Okay. For me, it's not important that the plate will be perfect with a perfect round here, because I like this kind of imperfections, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that actually, because I was just like, I wonder how she's gonna approach the round plate. Is she gonna use like the ellipse
Mm.
tool or something, like, and make it like perfectly round? So that's really nice that you're just like, nope, just gonna
No, I
just
don't
follow
mind.
them.
It's I mean, I know that some illustrators are prefer to do all perfect, or this style is that it's
Mhm.
okay. But for me, I prefer this kind of imperfections. I think
Mhm.
that they give personality of my drawings.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
personal preference, of course.
No, I think that's really cool though, and I think that's part of why when you were showing your work at the beginning of the stream on your website, your style is so well defined. And I think it
Thanks.
is just like those over time, those like personal preferences or decisions that
Mm,
you've been making, you're just like so consistent about them that it just really makes your work look very nice and cohesive. So
thank
I
you.
think it works well.
So now a cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Any tea drinkers in the chat?
I love tea.
Oh yeah, tea is amazing.
I love tea.
I was I was perusing your Instagram, Maria, and
Uh-huh.
I had noticed you had listed some New Year's resolutions at the beginning of this year. And
Uh-huh.
I thought it was interesting. One of them, since the whole subject of today's stream is a children's book illustration, how is your resolution to read more comics and books going along?
Um,
So.
I will try. I will try, but I recognize that I don't find the time to do it
Yeah.
because I spend a lot of time here working
Yeah.
or playing with my cats or doing things with my partner, with family and friends. And when I go to bed, I would like to read, but I have a lot of sleep. I have a lot of sleep now.
Well, you're like tired at night, so
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like
tired, and
yeah,
I'm in the bed, and I don't want to read,
yeah,
but
I get it.
I will try. I will try.
I totally get that. But I imagine that you do probably quite a bit of reading for, like you said, for your projects when you
Yeah,
need to get an idea of what the story is so that you can illustrate things. It's just like, well, got to
yeah,
do some reading for that.
yeah. Of course, of course.
Mhm.
But I know it's hard for me. It's hard to find time to dedicate of this kind of activities, because when I'm working, I'm thinking, I have to do sports. When I'm practicing sports, I think, I have to read. When I read, I have to relax in my couch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's always the loop of guilt.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right. I feel like a lot of creatives can relate to that for sure.
yeah. I know.
Okay, so you're referencing back to your
Yeah,
original color sketch.
yeah, because I don't remember, for example, this kind of tone, this kind of gray I choose for that.
Oh yeah, I mean the process is so solid, just like it's like a little cheat sheet, just like turn the layer
Yeah,
on when you need it and then just snap it back off when you're
yeah,
done.
it's easy.
Sam, our moderator in the chat, said, always so many things to do, but not enough time. Story of my life.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to put the tea,
Okay, it's tea time.
tea time. Mhm. Always we can rotate our screen to adapt our drawing.
Absolutely.
And of course, for the inner parts, we can increase our brush to be more fast.
Oh yeah, just yeah, for larger areas, just increase your
Yeah,
brush size. So
yeah, like that. Whoop.
yeah,
Or
perfect.
for or for the details, we can turn for the contour line, can return back. Mhm.
It's really relaxing watching you draw, honestly. It's like, and the brush movements, it's just like, I don't know, it's like
Yeah, it's a
meditative.
kind of meditation.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we can check how it works without the line. As you can see, we
It's looking
have
really clean.
the sketch here, our final. Um, Maybe later I can define this a little bit more, but as I said, I like to do this kind of rough finish, so
Mhm.
I don't mind. Okay, so this part was the cap part, so the group cap T. Okay, and let's continue with the spoon.
Okay. Well, while Maria is prepping the next layer group for the spoon,
Mm-hmm.
we're about halfway through. We've got like 40-ish minutes left.
Okay.
I would love to let everyone in the chat uh, to know if you'd like to nominate yourself or someone that you know to be a guest on Adobe Live. You can do so by submitting your recommendations for creatives in the tab on Behance. So everything here at Adobe Live works because of the amazing community. And we can't do this without talented creatives to share their process with us. So nominate yourself, nominate someone you know. You could be on the next live stream. So super exciting.
Very fun. I recommend it.
I'll see. Maria recommends it. Maria approved. So
Maria approved.
Now you gotta do it. Okay, awesome. So the spoon has that like darker color similar to the tea.
Yeah, I think that this dark gray, it works here especially to compensate this big part of the tea.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, okay, totally fine. The spoon. Here, another group. Spoon. And now we can do the poker cards.
Ooh.
Now I start with this one.
Ooh, also as a friendly reminder, as Maria has been working, I know our moderators have been dropping her social media links in the chat. They're also in the description boxes on YouTube and on Behance, but be sure to give her a follow around social media to keep up with what she's got going on, her personal projects, her client projects. Her work is phenomenal. So you will want to be able.
Thank you, Alana.
No, I mean, it's beautiful. So be sure to follow Maria everywhere.
And of course, if some of the people from the chat, or if you have any questions about, I don't know, anything about illustrations, feel free to send me an email or a direct message on Instagram. It's always good and fun to construct a community and do this kind of relations. I think that it's a tremendous benefit for our community of illustration.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. It's extremely wonderful to have the support of other creatives in our community, especially people who, you know, are at different stages in their journey from us, who can give us a little bit of insight. How long have you been an illustrator and an art director, Maria?
My story is I studied fine arts in Barcelona, and after that I started to study a degree in advertising and design and art direction and strategies of communication. And after that, I work as a graphic designer in a discographic company. After that, I spent 5 years in advertising agency, and I learned a lot about all the steps of communication and campaigns and advertising, like art direction, copies, animators, and strategies. And after that, I work in as a graphic designer and an illustrator in a company here in Spain, very famous, that made products to give to presents, like mugs or notebooks or things like that.
Oh yeah.
And there I learned a lot about product and illustration. Nice. But there I realized that I wanted to be an illustrator full time. I jumped into my freelance adventure,
Oh, wow.
in 2018.
Wow.
5 years ago.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing.
And since that, I worked on all kind of projects, graphic design, of course,
Mm.
and advertising, illustration, editorial, social media. And it's fine. And it's fun to combine this kind of projects.
Yeah. I mean, you have such a broad skill set, so you're like a creative Swiss Army knife. You can help so
Mm.
many different industries.
Yeah. If you work in different projects like that, you can learn a lot about animation and about After Effects. If you work with animator, or if you work with I don't know, web designer, you can learn about programming or web design. And it's fun, but it gives us a lot of experience to
Mm,
share with another projects and to apply to another project in future.
true.
So it's good. It's a good experience.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm sure anyone who is watching with us now or anyone who's catching the replay
Mm.
finds your history professionally very helpful as an insight into, I don't know, where your career can go. I mean, you can do any number of things and pivot and
Yeah.
change your mind. It's all
Mm,
good.
yeah, I
Ooh.
try to. Oh.
Oh no, I just love the the little pop of color in the hearts. I'm just like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the hearts here. Um, and here, I don't know. I don't know the word for this shape. In Spanish, is trébol.
Yeah, I always
How is the
forget
word?
this one too. I think it's clubs. Someone
Clubs.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not much of a card player or anything, but I think it's a club.
I realize that here one part is missing. Okay.
Oh, like one of the little circles was missing or something?
Yeah, because when happened that,
Oh.
see,
Oh, interesting.
is because I didn't paint this part of the card, Like,
Oh, okay. So it was showing through. Okay.
yeah,
Well, that's a good check. Um,
yeah,
when you
because
turn off that layer, yeah.
because if you paint here in
Mm,
this mask layer, and if you, for example, we can erase that part.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, this part is never filled because we don't have the base of the layer.
Right,
But
right.
here, if paint here in the down layer, obviously we have this part here
Comes back like
ready to,
magic.
yeah. Photoshop is magic.
It is magic, though. Things that people can create in Photoshop is insane. So I love it when we have illustration streams in Photoshop.
Yeah, I always think that my kind of illustration is, we can, I adjust like this. My,
Sure.
I think that my illustration process in Photoshop is similar from the analogic style,
Okay.
but I realized that so many illustrators make amazing things with Photoshop, and
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, this kind of things we have, we can do this kind of things with Photoshop.
No, absolutely.
But blow my mind, this kind of things always.
No, absolutely.
Okay, we have our cars here.
Okay.
And now we can do the final drops.
Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, maybe we're in a good spot. We've got like around 30-ish minutes left. So
Oh, perfect.
we're in a
Perfect.
good
We have
spot.
time to apply textures. And at the end, we will apply our illustration on a supposed interior page of a children's novel to
Ooh.
check how it looks.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned, everyone.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. There's still much to see. This is awesome.
The final surprise.
Yeah, right. But it's okay. If you do have to go, we will understand. Because the great thing about Adobelive is that you can watch the replay as many times as you
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny. Umacorn in the chat said, I've been seeing so many card designs on stream lately. Makes me want to finally start my own deck. They're seeing playing cards everywhere they go. It's a sign, Umacorn. Do it.
Do it. Do it again. Do it now.
Oh my gosh, I
Okay.
love this. I just love that refined, the lines it's just so satisfying.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got it. So let's just for check.
Okay.
Is this with our sketch
Mm-hmm.
and without? We keep this one for the details. Okay, this drops. Okay, I think I'm done with the base of color. And now my favorite part, apply textures.
Yay.
Yay, textures and details is the fun of the drawing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like give more warmth and personality of the drawings.
Yeah, and I think that's so important with children's book illustrations. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So, let's hide the sketch for now. We start here with the dormouse. Okay, let's start with the dress.
Okay.
If you have this tone here, this gray, we can put here the next darker to do some volume, and I will apply the textures directly in that layer because I think it will be more faster.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm gonna choose this Nude Pastel 2017. It's
Oh.
very, very rough.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the texture is, you can vary the texture with the pressure. More pressure, low pressure, you know?
Oh, okay, I see.
If I want to see low and soft texture, I can do that. But if I pressure more, I can do that.
Okay. So a lighter touch will give you more of that sort of roughness.
Yeah. And here I will apply the white. Remember that the white is a color.
Okay.
To give this extra volume here, you know. And this is our texture. And here for the dress, I will apply in another layer some extra detail with this charcoal crumb. It's like a no, this one, no, this one. It's like a pencil, but rough.
Yeah, that has really nice texture to it. Oh, wow. Yeah. You said that was like a charcoal brush. Like it really does look like
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it looks fine here. Okay. Let's continue with the face of the mouse. Let's click here with nude pastel.
That's awesome. And then just and then having that one object isolated makes coloring super easy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. And now here for that part, we will use the...
Yeah. Can't forget the puffy sleeve.
With the... And for the legs, this one, the legs and the arm, try that. And as you can see with texture, the illustration changed completely.
Yeah.
It's more warmer, more like analogic, like stamper, or like I don't know how to find it, but for me it works well. It's like I said, it's there are endless possibilities to play with the textures, with all this kind of brushes, and it's fun.
No, absolutely.
You know. Oh. And for the details, in total black, I will choose this one again, and we can create this kind of final touches, like
yeah,
lashes, or maybe some lines to define the contours here.
Yeah, it just gives it like a nice little bit of separation. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe here, as we have in our sketch, we can add some extra detail.
Oh yeah, the bottom of the dress had the little ruffles on it too. I forgot.
Yeah. Like this, just can add here, or maybe just little fur. Yeah, I think that this little dormouse is ready. And now we can pass quickly to the other objects. We can apply here shade that we had in our color sketch. We can add with white, with that, with the same brush and before. We can add this kind of details. to give more personality and give more, I don't know, more warmer, more.
No, yeah, like character, it just gives it
Yeah,
just so
character.
much. It's like just those simple lines with that textured brush. It seems so simple, but it does so much for the piece. It's just so beautiful.
Okay, I think that for that part I create another mask here. We can add some extra grays here to give us some contrast, you know.
Oh, okay. Was this a gray that wasn't in the original palette, or it is one of the ones?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
but I realize now that I need some extra shadows here
Oh,
to
okay.
pop up the cup of tea.
Okay, so that's like exactly what you said. It's just like, yeah, we'll start with the 20% increments, moving away from black, and then if you need more, you could always just add them back in between.
Yeah, of course, we always have time to apply changes if we need. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Okay, here. Here with white to an extra light. And I will merge these two layers. And now here I will create some extra lines.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
To unify and complete this look of lines.
Yeah.
Between the dress, the cap, plate.
Oh yeah, no, that's a very nice detail. Just like it's just very pleasing to the eye to have that consistency
Yeah.
throughout the image. That's really awesome.
And now this T part.
Okay, nice. For this detail, you're using pure black.
Yeah, for
Okay.
this final texture here, I use the total white and this lighter for the oblivion for add some lights. And I think that this part is okay. And this part. Okay. And now we can just hear some details to break that contrast and to reinforce some parts.
Okay, nice. Yeah, and that's just with that same charcoal brush from before.
Yeah. For the details, I think that brush it's perfect. Okay. And quick with the spoon. I merge these two ones. And with total black, I will apply this shade here. Slide. And as before, with this time, we can add some extra details and maybe some light.
Oh,
Okay.
Lemuel in the chat says looking nice.
Ah, thank you.
It's awesome.
And now here, this movement drops. But we have all these drops in a same layer, so it's very easy to apply the texture in all these shapes in the same time.
Yeah. Well, we've got a little less than 15 minutes left.
Okay.
In the stream. We're seeing Maria add these amazing textures and details to this piece, and I'm just like mesmerized. It's just, I already thought it was amazing before this part, and I was like, wow, it's even more amazing.
Okay, here we can merge these two parts in the. Now I'm going to texturizing the cars.
Oh, okay, now the playing cards, awesome.
Yeah, and here I will apply the white directly. We'll give a touch of light. And the other part we can apply some shadow here and here near the T and in this part. Okay. I think it works, but for hearts, I think that I'm going to mark these ones with.
We've got an interesting question that I didn't even. This is why I love the chat. Lemuel in the chat said he had missed the beginning of the live stream, but if you could let us know the image size and resolution that you're working on.
I'm working on 300. 300 pixels, and the size is 20. I'm sorry. I don't remember. 2418 centimeters.
Okay. Awesome.
And 300.
Awesome. So high resolution.
Yeah.
Especially for a book illustration. Yeah, we want it to be nice and crisp going to the printer.
Yeah, because this kind of illustration is a detailed illustration that usually open or close one chapter of the children's novel or accompanying one paragraph. So it's small. It's usually small, but but I prefer to work in a big size because it always have time to reduce the image. But if you work in a reduced format, you don't possibility to expand later.
That's a very good point. So bigger is better and a bit safer in case something happens later.
So in that case, the size is important.
Okay, so you're just adding those additional separating lines.
Yes, because I think that these cards need some extra lines here to define the contour. Extra lines, just Yeah, I think it works. I'm going to add some extra texture here
Yeah.
to break this flat area.
Oh, that's a nice way
You
of
know,
thinking about it.
it's a
Yeah.
little difference, but I think it works.
Yeah, just those simple few stroke passes really
Yeah,
it does a lot, even though it's just a little bit.
yeah. And now with the final composition, I realized that this plate maybe needs some extra texture because
Ooh.
these parts are a little bit flat. So I'm gonna add maybe with this brush some extra points here. Okay. Okay, so we can check at the end if our illustration, it works in terms of details, textures, or I usually at the end, I create an extra layer to apply final touches.
Oh, okay. A final touches layer. Nice.
Yeah, we have time, Alana.
Oh, we've got less than 10 minutes, so
Okay, okay, so we have time for the extra touches and the mockup.
we'll do a little we'll do a quick mock-up and then we'll wrap things up, but
Yeah. The mockup
this
is
is
very
great.
easy. Okay, I think that here we can apply some extra lights like that,
Okay,
you
nice.
know.
With that nice white, adding in those nice highlights.
Yeah, just some touches here, another of style to unify all the composition. Maybe some lines here. Or extra lines here in the tail. Some shine here. Oh, I forget the cheeks.
Oh, what the Dormouse is supposed to have like rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect for the final touch.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point we can check this kind of details. If
Yeah.
you forget something, if you realize that we can add extra drops or final lines to separate and create more contrast, maybe here one more. What works here? Okay, maybe here we need an extra shadow.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Adding even
Okay.
more. Yep.
Yeah, so this it's almost nothing, but this shadow is, I think it's important to pop up more the cup of tea, you
I
know?
agree. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that I'm done with this illustration. So now
Awesome.
we can apply the illustration in our mockup. So
Okay.
I will save the illustration final in GPG. Okay. And save in maximum quality. And now I'm going to open my mockup. Okay, this is
Ooh.
a classic mockup for a book to allow us to check if our illustration it looks nice or or not simply, and we can apply changes later, or we can check if it works.
Okay,
So
awesome.
I will open our final illustration here. And now simply we have to go here, is the layer for our mockup.
Okay.
There are tags of Lorem Ipsum
Oh,
only
yeah.
for check, and we can put our image here. We have to reduce the size.
Okay, so just a little quick transformation there.
Yeah. So we have to put the illustration below here. I think it works.
Oh my
And now
gosh, that looks
we have to
amazing.
save we have to save this part, and
Okay.
now we can check how it looks in our supposed interior page of a children's novel.
Wow.
So this is a classic detail illustration to open a chapter. In that case, a Matzi party from Alice in Wonderland. And I think it works, right?
I agree 100%. And I'm sure everyone watching any replay would agree as well. That it's so nice seeing it in context. I think that's like when you mentioned that you were going to be using a mock-up as a part of it at the very end, I was like, oh, that's awesome, because it just
Yeah,
takes it that little step further. It's just like, you don't have to go and print a book. You can use a mock-up, and it looks
yeah.
really, really convincing and real. And Maria, your timing is like impeccable, because
Perfect.
sadly it's recap and wrap up time. I mean, this has been a lovely stream and it has high replay value. If you would just give us like a little quick overview of what we saw from you today and then where we can find you on social media.
Okay, so today we started with the importance of master this kind of black and white illustration. What is a detailed illustration for this kind of children's novel? We started to create a list of our objects. Then I did the sketch, and we created our grayscale palette, very important in this kind of illustration and this kind of process. And then I put the color, applied textures, the funny part. And at the end, I finish with this kind of try in the mockup. It's very it's very grateful to look the final illustration in a mockup.
No,
And
absolutely.
of course, it's been a pleasure to be here with you. And you will find me in my social networks like Instagram, Maria Triquell, my website, Maria Triquell, and Behance, my name again, Maria Triquell.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your process and your talents with us today, Maria. As always, you know that you guys can watch the replays if you missed anything, but though we're done for today, do not leave because we have a new episode of Art Battle coming up. And_woman, aka Melissa Showers, challenges DTM to draw the ultimate pinup with power, strength, and grace. So you won't want to miss out. So stay tuned for the next stream. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.